Storytelling is a skill that has progressed our human race to where it is today. From cave drawings, folklore, painting, dancing, writing, acting, all of these have allowed for stories to be passed down from generation to generation, all the way to the present moment today. But what makes an impactful story in filmmaking, especially when it comes to weddings? Let's analyze this together through some secret film techniques that we've used within our wedding films that we would love to share with you today. Now, I'm going to be bringing you guys behind the cinema on 2 wedding film edits that we'll be breaking down today. One is Mandeep and Gagan's Sikh wedding next day edit. The other is Daria and Uddhav's same day Hindu wedding film. Now, I'm going to share with you guys the way we pieced together Daria and Uddhav's wedding film and what we used to actually put together the whole story and the flow for their wedding film. A very important factor of storytelling is how is your story being told? How is it unfolding for the audience? How is the flow? What's being conveyed? And how do you want to leave your viewers feeling by the end of the story? Now, what we've done with Daria and Uddhav's wedding is a mixture of on-the-spot spontaneous ideas while we're filming their wedding, as well as what we've done in the post-editing process to craft and put everything together. So this is something really cool that we did to share their story and to share their wedding film and how the story unfolds. We're going to be playing the beginning just so you guys can see, and I want to see if you guys can pick it up as we play the video.
Today means to me is new beginnings, something new, a new chapter in our lives.
For us, is the end of the worry. My girls take care of it, and for us, it's very, very happy day, the best day I think ever.
Now, we're going to be pausing there. As you guys can see, we've opened up with both Daria and Uddhav's parents' interviews. And a specific thing I loved from both the speeches is how today is a very special day for both families. It's a day where their worries are gone. It's a day that's one of the happiest days for them, seeing their child get married. Now, what we've done in the wedding film now is obviously showcasing the wedding events itself. And over here, you're going to see a little intermission where we are now coming back to the interview.
They're working very hard, both of them. And
now I'm going to fast forward a little bit. As you guys can see, after those interviews were done, we kept going, right to after the wedding ceremony. We are now getting into the reception, the speeches. And the thing I loved about these speeches is the segment that they also shared about their parents, thanking their parents for everything that they've done throughout their lives, for this moment, for the wedding, for everything that has led up to the moment of now that both of them are married. Both of them are now moving on to starting a new family together as husband and wife. Now, I'm going to be taking you guys all the way to the end where it's the closing words from both the parents. And this is where, by the end of this clip, I want you guys to see what's the meaning of the ending clip that you're going to see right before our logo comes up.
Them to be the happiest couple, and I think for me marriage is a give and take, so I think they both need to do the most of that, like do it, and then we would really, I mean I think our stage, both we can say is give us the grandkids as soon as possible.
True, he said it all, and absolutely same sentiments.
much we can. And we also we've got one request, a granddaughter.
Grandson.
Now, this is our ending shot where we obviously have a logo popping up, but we have a shot of where the parents were sitting, but now the chairs are empty. And the reason why we ended with this is, you guys might remember, we started with their parents and now we're ending with the empty chairs. And the significance behind this is because we wanted it to represent that their parents have said the interviews, the parents have shared what they feel that the wedding day is to them, one of the happiest moments for them. And now in the future, Uddhav and Daria will one day be the parents that are sitting in these chairs talking about their child's wedding, talking about the family that now they're going to be starting very soon, and seeing this now coming to fruition and unfold as the next story, as the next chapter in their lives. And this is something really cool that we had the idea of And again, as I said, it's something that we thought about in the moment while we're interviewing to be like, let's capture this shot of once the parents have left. Let's just capture it with the scenery, with the empty chairs. And we crafted this whole story within the edit, seeing everything put together, capturing the parts of the interviews that we wanted to share to unfold Uddhav and Dara's wedding week and their wedding film, and finishing off with the significance that one day Uddhav and Dara would then be sitting in these chairs as their story unfolds for their kids as well. Now we're going to be jumping into Mandeep and Gagan's Sikh wedding next day edit and breaking down their storytelling techniques that we've used within their film to unfold their story. Now I'm absolutely obsessed, by the way, with the beginning of Mandeep and Gagan's wedding film. The look, the aesthetic, the way it was captured, and obviously wanting to know the vision that they had for their wedding film. This is essentially their vision that they told us that they wanted, and all we had to do was just bring it to life. And it's a breathtaking, mind-blowing beginning that I'm absolutely obsessed with, especially with the emotions. Now I'm jumping straight into Gagan and Mandeep's wedding day, and this is the morning where we're getting Gagan's getting ready shots at her home, and this is where the idea of always being purposeful behind everything that you do, anything that you do with your film, anything that you do with your photos, has to have a meaning behind it, and there has to be a reason to do it. Now, you guys might notice that within our edits, we don't use many effects at all, and that's just got to do with the belief that everything has to have a purpose. The story is mainly told by the edit, the way you piece everything together. Effects and things like that are icing on the cake. They're things that should only be in the film if they enhance the story and if they have a meaning behind it. Now, especially within Gagan and Mandeep's wedding film, you'll notice that a lot of the cuts are just straight cuts. There's very rarely that we're using cross dissolves, but the reason when we use a dissolve, there's a purpose behind it. This shot in the wedding morning, right before we do a resolve, is a good example of why. So I'm going to be playing this clip now where you can see Gagan making her way out for her first look with her family. And you guys might notice that with the way that the scenes change, they're just straight cuts to the music. We're building the emotion of the scene as her family have her first look with her. And now this is the part that gets emotional. Here we can see Gagan and her mum having a moment where Gagan's mum gets emotional. Now, there's a lot of significance behind this. A lot of us know that when it comes to the wedding morning, especially our parents, a lot of the time they think about us as kids. A lot of the time they also think about themselves in their kids' shoes where they were once getting married. And now it's crazy to think that it's now their own child that's getting married and starting a new family. Now I'm going to move the clip back a bit just so you guys can see this. We've used a straight cut to go from this scene to the next. And now with the music, with the build up, holding the emotion, we're going to hold the scene. And over here is where we do a transition where with Gagan and her mum, the reason that we did this dissolve is Gagan's mum is getting emotional. It's Gagan's wedding day. And we tried to aim it in a way where you can see that the dissolve happens where Gagan and her mum are one. And again, going back to what I said previously behind the significance of this is there's so many emotions that we go through in a wedding day, and especially our parents, especially seeing their own child be married, especially thinking about the day that they got married. And this is the reason why we used a dissolve for this part of the film. It wasn't for any other reason to just chuck a dissolve in. It had a purpose behind it to show the significance of Gagan's wedding day, of her first look with her parents, and the emotions that her mum is going through. Now, the next moment that we do this within Gagan and Mandeep's wedding film is during Mandeep's getting ready shots, specifically with Mandeep and his dad. Now, this is another example of a scene that we're setting up to share the significance of the wedding morning and the love between the family. Over here, we've got the close-up shot of the Girban. Now we have Mandeep's dad holding the Girban, and this is the shot of his dad passing on the Girban to Mandeep. And that scene was only 3 shots, and imagine if that was done in any other order, the story wouldn't connect, the story wouldn't make sense. But it's the way that we use the close-up of the Girban first, the close-up of Mandeep's dad holding the Girban and then passing it on. And there's so many things that for us as editors, for us as storytellers, and the way that we wanted to share, the meaning behind it is how Mandeep's dad is now seeing him become his own man. He's now going to be starting his own family with Gagan. And it's another big step in everyone's lives to get married, but especially within the family and especially within the culture as well. Now, as an extra for this video, I'm going to be adding in the ending of Gagan and Mandeep's video. This is where we're just showcasing the different events, all the moments that Gagan and Mandeep have shared, and the festivities, the family, the different rituals. And this is where you'll also see in the ending, we've done a crossfade leading into the ending sequence of their wedding film. Now, that was just a look at some of the wedding techniques that we've used within our wedding films. The thing is, I could talk about this forever because the way when you look into directors and you look into all these amazing editors all around the world, whether they're on YouTube, some of your favorite YouTubers, whether they're your favorite directors. It's crazy to think about the different ways people have to share stories. And it's such a powerful aspect of filmmaking, of photography, of just life in general. It's the stories that we share with our families that get passed down. Whether we're talking to friends or family, storytelling is the biggest part of just communication in general. And it's amazing that as creatives, as photographers, as videographers, as editors, as people in the creative realm that get a chance to share and to convey stories, that we get the opportunity to be able to have that sort of impact on people's lives. Now, I'd love to hear from you guys, storytelling techniques that you've seen that have left an impact on you. Leave them in the comments below, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.